this one comes from ACYN. So we're going to start getting into the firing of the CDC director, which the Trump administration announced. I want to say it was yesterday evening. It was announced, I believe, after I had finished compiling everything for yesterday's episode. Usually I'm done looking at everything roughly around 6 p.m. That's usually my personal cutoff. And I usually try to get everything started by 6:30, 7 at the latest. For example, right now it's 6:57 p.m. And yeah, I've been going for about 15 minutes. But anyway, so the reporter in the video, well, you know what? I'm just going to play the video. I mean, why repeat what they're already going to say?
Carolyn, thank you so much. First, on the firing of the CDC director, first,
Sure.
who will replace her? And then also, overnight, the White House said that she did not align with the president's agenda. Dr. Monarez is trying to say that she refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fired dedicated health experts. What specifically did she do wrong?
She's probably following the ideology, not the science. That's probably what they're doing. They're following the progressive left cultist, recent college graduate, leftist cultist ideologies. That's what they're doing. I think that's what they're doing. They're allowing science to take a back seat, and they're pushing forward shit like gender this and climate change that. And they've got an agenda. They have an ulterior motive. That's what I think. And the whole, the vaccines from COVID worked perfectly fine, and they're standing with that. And Secretary Kennedy has already said that those mRNA vaccines are just complete bullshit, and they're putting a stop to the continued use of those because they don't fucking work. At least they don't work to the degree that they claim that they work. And we already know the COVID vaccine's not even a vaccine anyway. It's a damn therapeutic. It's always been a therapeutic. They had been clear. The CDC themselves have been clear during the COVID era that if you get a COVID vaccine, you're still going to get COVID. The only thing that they said, if you get a COVID vaccine, it'll keep you out of the hospital. I got a pretty good memory. That's what they said. And they said it repeatedly back then, which is one of many reasons why I didn't get a vaccine. I didn't even get a damn COVID test. I didn't trust those assholes. I'm not getting that shit. Because it's a therapeutic. It wasn't going to prevent me from getting COVID. I was going to get COVID anyway. So why the fuck even, I'm going to trust the immune system that God gave me. That's what I'm trusting. I'm putting my trust into God. All right.
Look,
anyway,
what I will
let's continue
say about
here.
this individual is that her lawyer's statement made it abundantly clear themselves that she was not aligned with the president's mission to make America healthy again. And the secretary asked her to resign. She said she would, and then she said she wouldn't. So the president fired her, which he has every right to do. It was President Trump who was overwhelmingly reelected on November 5th. This woman.
Yeah, no, they want to make America pharmaceutical guinea pigs again. That's what they want. They want to keep us on big pharma. By making America healthy again, if people legit get healthy, if they lose their morbid obesity or even just their overweight, and they hit the gym and they lose the weight, they eat less, and they stop eating so much processed foods, and people actually legitimately get healthy again. Do you have any idea how many billions, probably over $1 trillion a year, that Big Pharma is going to lose out on? They've got a lot of incentive to keep these people in here to try to keep us unhealthy. Not healthy.
Has never received a vote in her life, and the president has the authority to fire those who are not aligned with his mission.
Damn straight he does.
A new replacement will be announced by either the president or the
the
secretary
left, man,
very soon.
They hate Kennedy, dude.
And
They've
the
been
president and
seething at him
Secretary
online
Kennedy
today.
are committed to restoring trust and transparency and credibility to the CDC by ensuring their leadership and their decisions are more public-facing, more accountable, strengthening our public health system, and restoring it to its core mission of protecting Americans from communicable diseases, investing in innovation to prevent, detect, and respond to future threats. That's the mission of the CDC, and we're going to make sure that folks that are in positions of leadership there are aligned with that mission.
Absolutely, man. Keep America healthy. Make America healthy, and then keep America healthy. I'm sure politically, Secretary Kennedy probably still has the same values that he's had for most of his adult life. I'm sure he hasn't changed his political stance on lots of different things, probably a lot of which probably still align with Democrat ideology. But the dude wants to make America healthy, and he's been trying to, according to him, for many, many years, and nobody would ever listen to him. And finally, President Trump makes him the HHS director or administrator or whatever the hell they call it. I think secretary, right? Yeah, secretary of HHS. And yeah, he's over the moon, and he's doing everything he can. I mean, he's doing push-ups and pull-ups with Pete Hegseth in the freaking Pentagon, for crying out loud. Winning. All right, so this is from Fox News. Longtime government scientist Susan Monarez is refusing to step down as CDC director after the Department of Health and Human Services announced her removal less than a month after she was sworn in. And next one from Anna Matson. The deep state is in full panic. The CDC director was just publicly fired, and she wasn't even in her role for a month. But her lawyer says she wasn't fired. Now, 4 other leaders are resigning too. Here's what happened. Now, I didn't have a chance to go through this thread. I mean, that's what that little symbol means. It indicates that there's some other information down here. So first, it's important to know that Susan Monarez was not President Trump's or RFK Jr.'s preferred pick. Dr. Dave Weldon was first nominated for CDC director, but was pulled during the last hour because he didn't get enough Senate support. See, that's the whole thing. Because when they're nominating all this stuff, the Senate is quite divided between Republicans and Democrats. Like, what is it, like 51-49, something like that? So to get nominations in the Senate, I'm assuming they need 60 votes, don't they? Isn't that usually the status quo when it comes to the Senate confirming? I think they need 60. I don't think it's a 51. Otherwise, they would just be able to rubber stamp anybody that Trump wants to bring in. Of course, though, Republicans, they don't rely on everything. There's usually a couple of defectors here and there that are on the Republican side. Democrats, they're constantly in lockstep. Not one of them steps out of line usually. So in order for them to make concessions and them to barter and make deals and stuff, there's probably a couple of leaders, such as the CDC leader, that Democrats wanted in, Republicans didn't want, but Democrats are going to play stupid fucking games, try to win some stupid prizes. So I'm sure the Trump administration caved and said, okay, fine, we'll put her in. And now they're reversing their decision. So, I mean, frankly, they probably could have done that with anybody the Democrats wanted. They probably could have gotten everybody nominated or put through before the recess happened at the beginning of August. And then once everybody came back from recess, then the Trump administration could have just, got rid of everybody the Democrats wanted and then start replacing them accordingly. But still, I'm sure they still have to get Democrat approval in the Senate still, even if they fire him and replace him with somebody else. I'm assuming that's going to be the case. So anyway, so we've got statement from President Trump. I'm not going to read the statement, but it's here, and I will go ahead while I'm thinking of it. I will repost this, so you'll get this whole thread if you check out my profile, or you can just go straight to Anna Matson. It's at Anna R. Matson. That's her profile, and I'm sure she's probably got it pinned. I mean, hell, this thing's sitting at, 2.4 million views now, and this was just from not even 24 hours ago. And also, number 2, that's when Susan Monarez was nominated. Secretary Kennedy showed public support, but I called out the BS the moment it happened. Kennedy does not have full control over his department, and that's her calling it out back in March. And number 3, Bill Cassidy does. In exchange for confirming Kennedy in the Senate, he had a long list of demands. RFK Jr. will have a close working relationship with Cassidy with multiple meetings a month. A month? Cassidy will help hire for the health agencies. Kennedy will work with current safety monitoring systems and not establish parallel systems. Maintain the CDC's advisory committee on immunization practices recommendations without changes. CDC will not remove statements on their website pointing out that vaccines do not cause autism. Okay. Will not use sue and settle techniques to change policies without Congress. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Kennedy will come in front of the Help Committee on a quarterly basis if requested. The Help Committee chair may choose a representative for any board or commission formed to review vaccine safety. A 30-day notice must be given to the committee if the agency seeks to make changes to any of the federal vaccine safety monitoring programs, and the committee can review it. Cassidy will use his authority to rebuff any attempt to remove the public's access to life-saving vaccines without ironclad evidence that says otherwise, and Cassidy will watch for any effort to wrongfully sow confusion about vaccines. So it's 5 minutes long. I'm sure that everything I just read is probably contained in this video, so I'm going to move on. Anna Matson. So number 4, it is speculated that Susan Monarez was actually picked by Bill Cassidy since he holds the power in the Senate. Less than a month after being confirmed, she was ousted. First, the Washington Post leaked it, and shortly after, HHS confirmed it. And there's the images of that. But her attorney says she has neither resigned nor yet been fired. An anonymous source says Kennedy instructed Monarez to fire CDC's top leadership. Instead, she called Bill Cassidy. That put Kennedy over the edge. Uh-oh. And there's that. Not too long after Monarez was fired, top CDC officials started to resign. This includes Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis, who used scientific reality and pregnant people in the same paragraph. Yeah, we're going to get to this fucking quack in a little bit. This dude is a fucking weirdo. He's a cultist. He is, yeah. Actually, she might actually beat me to it. So Dimitri was the director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases. He promotes the COVID vaccine, LGBTQIAA+++, and the previous administration. Okay, good. She didn't show anything too crazy. Yeah, there's some pretty wild picture. We're going to get to that. Yeah, that dude is an absolute lunatic. Well, I mean, maybe that's a little bit too harsh. Let's just say that he's got a lot of not safe for work, after work practices that he loves to engage with. Number 9, Dr. Daniel Jernigan was the director of the National Center for Emerging and Zoonotic Infectious Diseases. Last year, he swore to Congress that COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. And maybe for the majority. I don't know. They're not safe for everyone, that's for damn sure. And number 10, it has also been reported that Dr. Deborah Hury, Chief Medical Officer and Deputy Director for Program and Science at CDC, resigned, and Dr. Jennifer Lauren, Director for the Office of Public Health Data, Surveillance, and Technology, left the agency as well. See, I wonder which side they vote on. I wonder who they truly hold their allegiance to. Probably not to President Trump or America First or anybody who's in charge of the administration. They're probably rogue scientists who want to do whatever the hell they believe that in their mind is the right thing to do. But no, you've got bosses, man. You got people that you got to be accountable to, namely the American people above all. Number 11, it's unclear if these employees left in anticipation of their dismissal. Yeah, I'm sure they did. The CDC has big things ahead. Secretary Kennedy is announcing his findings on the cause of autism next month. What? And we do not need these bad actors in the way. What? Uh-oh. So we are 48th in life expectancy worldwide, but spend the most on healthcare. Yes, we are. And I hope he blows the lid off of all of it. Everything we've been doing is wrong. These CDC employees contributed to this massive public health decline. It's time for a new wave. Bring in Dr. Dave Weldon to get the job done. All right. Not sure about Dr. Dave Weldon. I will, since this is only a minute 30, I'll go ahead and give this a play if it'll.
If I could just,
Hold on. Let me, yeah, here we go. All right. Let me adjust the volume. Make sure we got some good volume here.
If I could just, I don't want to go too long because we have a lot of people, but the autism is such a tremendous horror show, what's happening in our country and some other countries, but mostly our country. How are you doing on that?
We are doing very well. We will have announcements as promised in September. We're finding certain interventions now that are clearly, almost certainly causing autism. And we're going to be able to address those in September.
It's such a big day. I'm looking forward to that day because there's something wrong when you see the kind of numbers that you have today versus 20 years ago. And those numbers, what are those numbers, Bob?
In 1970, the biggest epidemiological study in history was done in Wisconsin. They looked at 900,000 children, and they were looking for autism. They knew what it looked like, and they were very, very precise about it, and they found an incident rate of 0.7, in other words, less than 1 per every 10,000 children.
Wow.
Today, our most recent numbers are 1 in every 31 kids. It's probably actually much worse than that because California, which has the best collection system, is reporting 1 out of every 19 children, American children.
Holy shit.
Has autism, 1 in every 12.5 boys. So it's gone from less than 1 in 10,000 in 1970.
Wow.
1 in 12.5 boys.
See those numbers.
Wow, man. Well, you are what you eat. That is absolutely crazy, dude. It's the fucking fluoride, man. I'm telling you, it's the fluoride. I bet it's the fluoride. That wouldn't surprise me if that was a big factor in it, at least. Or the processed food. You can't kick that out of bed. That's probably going to be a major factor in it, too. I mean, dude, they know what causes autism. They know what causes cancer. They probably got the cure for cancer. They probably have since, like, the 1940s. They've got all of it under lock and key because Big Pharma, they are extremely wealthy, and they want to keep it that way. I don't know. I mean, if you ask me, I think probably what the major cause for cancer for probably virtually all of us is probably just radiation from the sun, cosmic radiation just from the universe in general. I mean, we're getting bombarded with radiation from all over the place constantly, 24 hours around the clock. I mean, you've got radiation passing through your body right now, all the time, from all over the universe. It's everywhere. It's all around us. All right, so is that it? I think that's it. Thank you for your support as it allows me to continue my work. Let's make America healthy again. Hell yeah, man, let's go. So that is that. And from Tom Fenton, doctor who calls pregnant mothers pregnant people, is leaving the CDC. Now, just for a second, I'm going to get to this. I don't know if I have it below or if I just left it here. So I may end up scrolling back up to show you that. And by the way, the Dr. Dimitri, he's the one that I said he does like not safe for work shit outside of work. And he apparently likes to post that stuff online, or at least people did on his behalf. Buck Sexton, anyone who had any power or leadership role at the CDC during COVID deserves to be fired. The failure was that universal and cowardice that widespread. And they've got an article here from the New York Times, which I will put it in the description if you want to read into this. It will be down in the description. Yeah, they're going to hit you with this. I don't think it's paywalled, but they're going to annoy you with the $1 per week or whatever the hell. But yeah, that'll be down there in the description. And from Libs of TikTok, sincerely, Dimitri C. Daskalakis, MD, MPH, he, his, him. And that's on the letter that we're going to get to. Yeah, here it is. This is the letter I was going to get to. I thought that I had it on here. I'm not going to read it all, and I'm going to show you why I'm not going to read it all, because it is extremely lengthy. Look at this. He typed up all this. This is his resignation. It looks like he's got some stuff to say. LGBTQ. Let's see. It's about the health of the community, the nation, the world. Yeah, so he's a globalist. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. And yeah, he, his, him. Of course, put that down at the bottom. Didn't get ratioed, though, but 15,000 comments. That's a lot of comments for a resignation letter. So what I will do, I will check. Actually, here, let me scroll up here to this. We'll check out a little bit of the comments, because that's where shit gets a little spicy. Hopefully it's not too spicy for YouTube. Oh my God, dude, you had way too much time to write. You should have just said, I'm tenuring my resignation. Like, go fuck yourself or something. Like, do what Democrats do. You know, resort to name calling when you got nothing else. All right, so you signed it. Or, yeah, you signed it. He, his, and him. Get the fuck out. Hey, pronounclown.com. Yes, I own the URL. Oh, really? That's funny. Good riddance. You need to be tried criminally and put at the front of the line at Nuremberg 2.0, where I will be record all the liars that spread dangerous, deadly information like you did, and you will pay. So I wonder if he might be behind some of those puberty blockers and hormone treatments and the puberty blockers. That's another big one. I wonder if he has something to say about that. But there's an image of him there, and there's an image of him there with the pentagram or pinnacle or whatever that is. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read into all that. I haven't been a teenager in a while. Let's see. Guess that annoyed you. Oh, well. Well, dude, that's not exactly professional. If you know, like, not very good representative of our CDC. And here's another one. Another really sketch, kind of creepy. He's obviously got the devil's pentagram tattooed right there. So, and that looks like the devil there, isn't it? Isn't that Lucifer right there tattooed on his stomach? And this dude is one of the heads of the CDC. He was in charge of like the infectious disease, whatever, which he probably has some of his own. And so the left, RFK Jr. is too anti-science. Also the left, yeah, that's an old one. Democrats after they take a shit. All right. Well, those were the two main ones that I wanted to show you. There's probably more that's contained down there, but after all, we're on YouTube, so there's, you know, that's not over the line in any way at all. I mean, they weren't too graphic, but I just wanted to point out that he's got some devil tattoos and things of that nature, and I mean, probably doesn't have the set of morals and values that you would want out of somebody who's contributing to the running of our CDC, to say the least.